Okay. I
Who
actually,
else
do you
just
want to
joined
pull up
us?
the YouTube? Someone else joined us?
No. Oh, we're streaming live on YouTube.
Yes.
And yes, Christine, I will pull it up.
Since I will be guiding us today.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh, now, are we on gallery view or speaker?
We are on gallery.
Okay, good. Good morning to whoever has joined us so far. Probably Kendra. Maybe. I've got my mug of tea. It's SUNY. You guys have seen this mug before, but I figured it was a fitting one because it represents our great SUNY system and one of the colleges that we'll be seeing.
Nice.
Good education, cheap price. Cheaper price, I suppose. Yesterday, I started knitting a hat after work. So this is what it looks like thus far. This is my first time making a hat, so we'll see how it goes. I've only really made like scarves and cowls, which are those wraparound scarves that are just like infinity.
Nice.
So, before we get started with our tour for today, I did want to talk about the links that Becky just posted, I think via Remind as well as on Facebook. Do you know if we have people watching yet? Or is it 2 of us?
We have 3 watching.
Okay.
Let me, for whatever reason, it's not, the comments aren't popping up on my phone.
That's okay.
Looks like we have Kendra, Becky, and Lisa.
Yay. Okay.
We have 7 now.
Oh, excellent.
Good morning, Upward Bound.
The people who joined us.
Let us know who else is out there.
Yeah, definitely. We need to know who we're talking to. While we're waiting just a couple more minutes, I have this nice monk's bread biscotti that was a fundraiser of Perry's National Honor Society. One of my students asked me to buy, and I was like, monk's bread, I can't resist.
Monk's bread is always good.
Mm-hmm. I also got preserves as well.
Did you go right to the Abbey, or did you get that at a store?
No, this was part of the fundraiser. It's like Trappist preserves.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty good.
Have you ever been up to the Abbey? I'm sure you have.
No, I haven't, which is surprising. I feel like we should bring the students there because it would be an interesting cultural experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. Depends on if you get to see like cool things.
No,
maybe not. Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, Becky posted a link to these different college visit sheets that you can fill out, which I'm actually going to start sharing my screen so I can share what those look like. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So when she posted the link via Remind, as well as on Facebook, it would lead you to a page that looks like this. So the first sheet is just, what were we going to say, Andy? Never mind. Okay. So the first sheet has spaces for 3 different colleges, and you can just write quick notes about different things that that school offers. So obviously our tour, our virtual tour, isn't going to be as comprehensive as it would be if you were in person. But if there's a school that interests you from our tour, you can take it upon yourself, go on their website and try to find some of this information so you can see if it's a good fit for you. So that's one of the sheets if you feel like just writing brief notes. And then there's also just a general survey that you can write for yourself. So rating things from 1 to 10, do you actually think that you like the look of it? What's the library like if we can get into the library? Look like we can't really test out food quality on a virtual tour, but that's okay. You could read some reviews or potentially visit it later. And then you can fill out some of these questions. So we're not mandating you to do this, but we highly encourage you to keep track of the schools that you are visiting, as well as the ones that we're going to show you in case it is something that interests you. Interests you, that's great because then you can eventually apply there or get more information from the school. Anything you want to add?
No, that great explanation.
No, that's simple enough. Okay, so let's see.
I guess the one thing I would add to just a note about the college comparison.
Yeah.
As we go through these colleges and as you tour colleges, what you're looking for is the feel, but it may be important to you what the setting is. So rural, urban, suburban, and you see that on those forms. That's something you really want to take into account because you're going to spend 4 years there. It's going to be your home and you want to love it. So.
Right. When I was at Geneseo, there were a lot of students who came from Long Island and from New York City, and they were not used to a rural environment. And for them, they would complain about being bored and not having things to do. Whereas I was like, oh, this seems like there's a lot of things to do at this campus. So I was pretty excited.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like the scenery.
Yeah.
So, do you see Cobleskill on your screen?
I do.
Okay. I just want to make sure it looks good on YouTube.
Yep.
And I should have it on speaker view. So when we arrived to Cobleskill last year, this big sign was there. Great school. It's near like, I would say it's like the south of the South Albany, but it's like very, very rural. So from Batavia, I think it was like 4 hours away.
Yeah, about that. Probably probably under 4.
Mm-hmm. And this school has a lot of really great hands-on majors and such cool facilities. I was really impressed last year when we visited them. I thought we had a great tour guide, and then just the facilities were pretty neat. And that back right there where my mouse is pointing to, that's actually one of the dorms. So we'll be able to see one of those, I believe, in this tour. So
absolutely.
if you go to the virtual tour by yourself, you can have this little lady pop up.
No, they don't.
But we don't need her. So no offense, Carolyn. Unless I do need her, then I'll just have her pop up. So if you just take the arrows, this is Knapp Hall right there. So I could go strictly to the hall, but I'm going to show you the walkway of how you would actually go up to it. So you'd park down the hill to visit admissions and then walk up a hill. Beautiful campus. Gonna take a turn. Take another turn. And boom, we're at admissions. So Knapp Hall doesn't only just have admissions, but it also includes other student services like financial aid, the registrar, student accounts, and the other administrative offices. For our folks who may forget what a registrar is, would you like to explain that, Andy?
Sure. The registrar is the person that keeps all of your academic records. So they are often the person you appeal to get your transcripts sent wherever you need them to. Basically, your registrar is sort of like your school counseling center secretary or record keeper.
Yeah, basically. And not every school has all of their administrative folks in the same building, because if they're a larger campus, it's really difficult to house them. But this is a smaller school. So you can actually click on this and get like a 360 view of it. So when we came in through those doors. We went straight into admissions. And I think that some of the other offices were down this hall or downstairs. So I will exit that view and continue on. And if there's any questions, feel free to ask them. So we're going around the bend, down the hall. Oh, Student Success Center. So what do they have here?
Student Success Center. We have one of those at GCC.
We do. Most colleges will have some type of student success or some type of like assistance.
Yeah, so it looks like you were saying that some colleges have separate offices for the administrative departments. It looks like Knapp Hall conveniently houses all of those things you might need as a student. So your financial aid, admissions, registrar, student accounts. Love it.
I like how this takes you step by step.
I like how we've passed about 5 hand sanitizer dispensers on the walls.
Oh yeah, that too. Look at that campus, so pretty.
It's a very pretty campus.
We're taking a turn to Belk Hall, which is
Student activities building.
yeah. Oh wow, there's lots of pictures. I think if I do that, nope. Oh, I go back. So there's the Barnes Noble. I remember students buying stuff in there last year.
Yeah.
So like we talked about yesterday, many of the campus stores will have like small type of convenient items that you can buy. So you see lots of gum because obviously people need to chew gum. Most importantly, with a bookstore, it has the books that you need. Some people buy directly from bookstores, some do it online, some rent from the bookstores, etc. Cobleskill has all their swag you can buy here. Look at that camo. Not my style, but plenty of other people's styles.
And certainly a popular thing on a campus like Cobleskill.
Oh yeah, for sure. And well, even have some, looks like Vera Bradley. Not the point though. Okay, so other pictures within this building include a baseball field. That must be around the back. So people who play baseball and softball play on this diamond. This is a pretty nice basketball court. Oh, I like that these are actually seats and not just backless benches to attend a game. So I don't know, I just like having support. In this building is also the fitness center, which is important. At most schools, usually your fitness membership is built into your student activities fees or health fees if you are living on campus. Oftentimes when you choose to live off campus, you have to pay extra for the workout center. So you see that there's a lot of cardio equipment to keep you healthy. And it looks like there's a weightlifting section in the very back corner, but they probably just didn't have pictures of it. Other pictures within this building are the lobby. So, oh yeah, so when you walked into those doors, you'd see the big basketball center and bookstores and things like that, stairs. What other photos we can show you? Barnes and Noble. Eh. If I can't get Barnes and Noble stuff, I want more than Barnes and Noble. Love the bookstore, any bookstore. But I need to show you more. Okay, there's the auditorium. So when you have a guest speaker come in, you will often hear them in an auditorium like you would at your high school. So just showing what their auditorium looks like and whoever is speaking there. There is a bus stop. My guess is that the bus stop goes into the local community. That's usually what happens, or it just travels along the campus route. So it just depends on the school.
Most schools have a mandatory transportation fee, and it goes towards that bus. And so it quite often will take you in a loop to maybe the nearest shopping district. So grocery stores, Walmart stores, Target, whatever's in the area, they'll get you to there. But those buses can often take you to more urban areas where you might get a train back to Rochester or something like that. So really great thing to utilize while you're at college, no matter where you are.
Definitely. They're enjoying a snack, and it looks like a cafe called Twisted Whiskers. The mascot of Cobleskill is a tiger, so that's probably a play on the tiger's whiskers.
I like it.
And they're also just showing soccer team and swimming. Cool. All right, we'll continue on. Oh, the Res Life office is in here. That's important to know.
It is, and I think it's kind of cool that the Res Life office is right in the student union.
So Wheeler Hall, according to the side of this, it houses the School of Business and Liberal Arts and Sciences, and it will have labs and like renovated classrooms. So when we say liberal arts, we're talking about the classes that aren't like hard science classes. So if you're taking something like a sociology, that would be in there. If you're taking an English course, that would be in there. So let's see what they offer. So this is a lab. So in the sciences part, got a lab bench, some equipment. There's a microscope, fridges. The fridges are not for your food. They're for the science experiments. Yesterday, we had you look at a lecture hall. This is what their lecture hall looks like.
These chairs look pretty ergonomic.
Yeah, and it has the little desk in front of you. So you'd pull that desk up and then plop on your lap.
So the real question, could you spend 3 hours sitting in that chair if you had a 1 day a week class?
I don't know. Could you?
I don't think I can sit for 3 hours, period.
Yeah, when I had like my long class, I had teachers who like would take a break.
That's true.
I think because they
I
use
think
the bathroom.
I think those chairs look incredibly comfortable.
Yeah, they look
If I
good.
was on campus, I'd be sitting in them right now.
So we're in a paramedic lab. That's not a real person. That's a mannequin. So they teach you.
I was going to say, this looks like a great place to take a nap between classes.
It does, but you probably are not supposed to move that mannequin. So
yeah, it looks like he has an AED or something hooked up to him.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe that's not an AED.
There's a stretcher. So this is probably teaching you how to actually like put people onto stretchers and transport. Well, there is like a paramedic certificate I think you can get at this school.
Yep.
So that's just the walkway. students walking around. Look at that view. So pretty. Oh, and then this school has their international flags outside of their student union. Like
That's
yesterday,
cool.
about how many colleges and their unions will display their international students' country of origin by their flag, and their union is just like throughout the campus. Okay. Library. Obviously, one of the most important buildings. As it's not just because I have a bias toward libraries, I promise. Oh, I want to go back.
By the way, Christina, I just looked it up, and Cobleskill, in fact, offers an associate degree program in paramedic.
Oh, that's great. So this looks like an area within the library where you can study in groups. So usually libraries are broken up into different sections of like quiet sections and normal volume of noise sections. Sometimes they have like a middle in between depending on how big the school is and how big the library is. But as you can see, those students are interacting. So obviously this is not a quiet area. And they're using computers, which is great. If if your laptop is on the fritz or you don't bring it with you to class, but you need to use it later, going to the library is a great place to go and use that computer that's already provided there, printing your stuff out as well. There's the printer.
Can you believe that I made it through college, I think, without a computer? I think in 4 years of college, I never owned my own computer.
They didn't require it of you. They required it of me by the time I got there.
We used computers a lot, but I was a master of utilizing the services that Geneseo provided.
That's good.
They had a loaner program at the library, so you could basically rent out a laptop. They called it renting out a laptop, but it didn't cost you anything. You just gave them your student ID, and you could take it out for like 2-3 hours at a time.
Oh yeah. Some schools do offer that type of service too. It's good to keep in mind. We're on the floor with the actual literature. It looks like there's magazines over here. There's some popular, looks like new fiction or nonfiction. There's your periodicals, maybe some journals over here. We can't see the full thing, so that's unfortunate. And that's if you're standing from where the library is and when you're looking out, what it looks like. Now we move on to the upper quad. No, I don't need to act now. Okay. This is a photo. Got it. Oh, the art gallery's in here, around here. Look at student created work. At GCC, they have the Stuart Steiner Art Gallery that they have rotating exhibits. That these are also would be rotating exhibits.
I wonder if that was a repurposed gym or if that was part of the aesthetic of the art gallery.
It definitely looks like a repurposed gym. Look at that.
Definitely on a basketball court.
Hey, whatever works.
That's right.
Taxpayer
I think
dollars.
it's artistic. It's cool.
Yeah. Pretty buildings. Okay. Then is Frisbee Hall. Do we have any questions at this point or any comments from students?
No questions or comments.
Okay.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
I don't know where in the tour we're going to get to it, but I'm going to post this question to YouTube. But did you know that Cobleskill is one of only 24 programs in the United States and Canada sponsored by John Deere? It's a John Deere tech program. So they do ag, diesel mechanics, John Deere ag, and John Deere construction and forestry. So they're specialized in construction equipment, forestry equipment, and then agricultural equipment.
You know, I think you told me that and then I forgot about it. But that's really neat.
It's cool because we all live in such a rural area that where farming is so important. So if you are, you're handy and you're thinking about going into ag or mechanics, that might be a really good way to get yourself into a John Deere dealership. I mean, there's John Deere dealerships in Alexander, in where else?
Isn't there one in Oakfield?
Oh yeah, Oakfield.
Yeah.
And there's one in Avon. I think there's at least half a dozen within a 30, 40 mile radius. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely. This is a lecture hall that's inside that building that we were just outside of. So you can see this is a different style lecture hall. Honestly, I prefer these types because I like being able to just have a table in front of me. And then I like having outlets so I can take notes and charge my computer. But
I agree very much. I like the tables.
Yeah, I like the tables. And this is one of the oldest buildings on campus. It's opening in 1916. So it's pretty old, over 100 years. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a building. To the right, you'll find Holmes Hall, which houses the majority of Cobbleskill's early childhood program classes. So if you're interested in early childhood education, this might be a good option for you. Let's look at the pictures inside. Oh, look at that. So they've got a childhood campus center. Very cute. Like that. I don't know how they use this. Do they bring children in? Oh, child care center. So maybe those are for the students who have children, sort of like at GCC. You're muted.
Sorry about that. I think it's very much like GCC. It's for students and staff and faculty of the college, and I think even some community members.
Look at this, so colorful. I wish that they made adult spaces more friendly looking.
I mean,
I don't know.
great.
Everyone's interested in having this like minimalist aesthetic, but I like cozy. Oh, and there's a computer lab in here.
Sweet.
Another computer lab.
That's where I'd be because I couldn't afford one.
Oh, I mean, use what is there. So. Oh, and a basic pastry class. So if you are interested in culinary, this is a fantastic school for that as well. I want to see if we'll be able to see something like that, but hold on. I think we're going away from the hall that I wanted to look at. Okay, this has to be one of the dorms. So here's a lobby of one of the buildings for one of Res Life. Maybe, yeah, because there's microwave, stove. Honestly, you get sick of microwave food if you need a quick meal. So it's nice having a stove in your building. Classic pool table and ping pong table that you can challenge your floor mates to a game or two. Got the lower quad, which I think all of these are residence life buildings right here. So when the weather's nice, I can't speak to this school in particular, but usually people like to congregate on the grass.
I think it's guaranteed you can see some of the footprints in the grass there.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be out there throwing a baseball around or a frisbee or something.
Or just like sitting out there and reading if it's like, if your dorm is loud, or maybe you just want like some fresh air. Great space for that.
I used to love studying outside on the lawns.
Me too. Oh, so this is a double. Sorry. Got really lost for a second. This is an actual real person's double. You can tell because there's a Hangover poster, and I don't think a college normally promotes movies.
Nope.
And that looks like their closet space, which they're not going to show you because it's probably messy once you're a student. But as you see, there's closet space, there are desks. This is an interesting room. I remember it was like, it's not shaped like a rectangle.
Right.
And I think I also remember is that you can control your temperature of your actual room, which seems like, you know, a normal thing, but at most schools you cannot. So
Right.
but look, they still brought a box fan. Okay.
It's always hot. It's a small room. You got 2 people living in there. It's always hot.
Oh yeah. This is a suite style where you have like a common living space in the middle, and then you have rooms on the side. You're still sharing a room with another person, but you're also sharing a suite with other people as well. Interesting. I like that they used real people's things. Oh, look at that.
It's cool.
Yeah. Very authentic. There's so much to see, and I don't know how much time we're going to have, but let's go into Prentice Hall because that's where you can get your a la carte meals, and you got to know where you're going to eat. Okay, so this is the all you can eat or all you care to eat section, which the food must be in this area.
It is.
You can sit in this area. Some napkin dispensers, your drinks, milk machines. That's a cereal bar, I can tell.
I always love the dining halls, the all you can care to eat dining halls, because, well, for one, I'm sort of a chubby kid, so I do love to eat. But I think beyond that, there's like, I have a hard time choosing what to eat. So if I only get to choose one thing, that's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And if I go to the dining hall, I can have a little bit of a lot of different things, and I love that part.
I feel like with the all you can eat, I would go with like my friends only for dinner, and it would be like a good way for us to catch up at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I didn't
absolutely.
do it like all throughout the day because I had classes, so I would often do the a la carte thing.
I know living in a corridor style housing arrangement, we would often go with like our entire floor. So there might be like 20 of us that went to dinner together.
Right.
And it was a really awesome way to build community. And often our RA would go with us.
Oh, fun.
Also a really cool way to build community.
This patio is really pretty. You cannot bring the all you can eat stuff outside, but you can definitely bring your a la carte food outside. Okay. Continuing on. What's this hall? Oh, this one's the all you can eat buffet. There's lots of places you can eat, I guess. And the home of the culinary arts program. So let's look at some of those pictures. I know we've got some culinary interests. So here's students who are chopping up some vegetables with the amazing industrial size appliances that you need. So this is just one of the labs. Here's the pit. basic pastry class. More pastry. There's a student who made something really tasty looking. Dining area. And just like when you walk in, that's what that hall looks like. Brickyard Point. Oh, this is the student. So there's like multiple places for students to hang. More food. Brew house. So get your coffee fix in the morning. You can sit outside, enjoy nature, sit on this patio. More seats. Funky looking.
It's got a very modernistic feel.
Right? The wellness center, that's important. If you are ever sick, go to the wellness center. Oftentimes, they'll just have things you can get, like, I don't want to say a la carte, but like if you need Tylenol or Advil, and then you don't have any, you can often just go to the wellness center and get, like, some little packets of it. If you have doctor's appointments, if they're not doctor's appointments, you can meet with physicians usually if you need to. Oftentimes, counseling is within the wellness center as well. Ah, okay.
So Christina, Sammy tuned in and commented that you can in fact control the heat in your room, and it was amazing. And he loved the unique shape of the res hall room. Said that was his favorite part of the residence halls.
Look at that. There's that John Deere tractor. I'm glad
Yeah.
to in. That's great. But here you go. That's how you work on John Deere in this particular room.
There's a Case IH sign up there too, so they probably get into more than just John Deere. I think there's programs that work on all sorts of different brands of equipment. But I know I have heard of students that really set a goal to, let's say, an Oakfield student that really wanted to work for the John Deere dealership as a certified mechanic, and they make very, very good money. So
Oh, yeah.
they're almost like sponsored. They get like a part-time job at the dealership, and then the dealership will sort of sponsor them in college to some extent and basically guarantees them a job when they get back.
Amazing. Everyone needs a job.
It's true. And it's super helpful. You can probably attest to this, Christina, as an English major and me as a history major. Like, it's super, super nice to know that you have a job when you get out of college, right?
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
didn't
that
have
was the case
that.
for either of us.
I'm happy with my path, but it definitely gives you a sense of comfort to have something lined up after.
Yeah.
So currently we are in the Center for Agriculture and Natural Resources. So as you see, students are growing things, vegetables in here. We have a farm fresh cafe. So there's more places you can buy snacks if you need it in classes. Oh yeah, we got to see this, the fish hatchery. So if you are studying like fishery science, I forgot the exact title of the degree. This is where you'd be doing those classes and you'd be working on raising fish for consumption. They had so many different cool fisheries. They have,
Yeah, they did. This is kind of a fitting thing right now because trout season just opened up last week,
oh,
April
yeah, I didn't
1st.
know that.
I actually went out on the East Coy Creek on Saturday, right next to Letchworth School.
Cool. harvesting room. What are they harvesting?
So the harvest, yeah, the harvesting room is a, I guess, slaughterhouse.
Okay. They kept this one they didn't want us to show it in action, which I'm good with it. Ornithology lab. Do you like birds? Do you want to study birds? Help with their conservation? Give them a good life? This is the lab for you.
It's a lot of birds.
Yeah, that's a ton of birds. Oh, but that view, so pretty. Okay.
That's a gorgeous view right
1,000
there.
square foot. That's pretty large. Oh, this is going to be interesting for students. So I remember seeing this. We went to the barn at this school and we got to like check out the animals. And then there were dogs getting trained, like therapy dogs. We couldn't get near them, but that's okay. So teaching them how to do like agility courses and just general training to make sure that they can do what they need to do to be helpful for humans. Okay, so this is upscale living for upper class, or not, well, not upper class, for upperclassmen. There you go.
You mean they don't put the poor people here?
The lobby. I wish I could see inside the building, like into the rooms, but I can't. So
Alumni Commons.
that's that.
That's a beautiful pavilion.
Oh yeah.
Oh, can we check out the dairy complex?
Oh yeah, we definitely will. I just want to see this for, oh, that's just a boring classroom. But look, another style. So you're going to have probably like 30-ish students in this classroom. 35. Dairy complex. Look at those cows. They're staring right into you. The heifer barn. Lots of cows. Lots of heifers, I should say. Sorry. Heifer barn number 2. So there's 2 different barns. Oh, there's a dairy complex. Yeah, because they have a dairy science degree here.
Yep.
Winning. Meat processing.
So I was going to say in the harvesting room, I wanted to mention, because many of you might sort of dismiss that. I know at first I did. Like, who would really want to be a harvester, so to speak, right? But if you were in that program at Cobleskill, I think that would open you up to some really great job opportunities. Like you could be working in a meat department at a big grocery store chain. So, you know, Wegmans or Palmer's in Rochester, where they, like, I know Palmer's at least, I don't know that Wegmans, at least the smaller stores, get the full animal carcasses in anymore, but I know Palmer's will get like a full animal from a slaughterhouse, and then they will break down all the different cuts of meat, and process that animal. So
True. My great uncle did a lot of that processing.
yeah, it's, I mean, I've done my own, and it's certainly a skill, and it's a great job if that's something you're interested in.
This is the equestrian center. These are just some pictures.
Love it.
That's important to see. So lots of space for working with horses, if that's something that you're interested in. A crossbreed of horses, or equine space. They have I think they have equine therapy here. They have equine studies.
Cobleskill is one of the only colleges to offer therapeutic horsemanship.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah. You said equine therapy, which I guess is about the same thing. And therapeutic horsemanship seems to be a really growing field.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of uses for like veterans.
Oh, definitely.
Utilize equine therapy quite a bit.
Look, they're on the trail. And that's Flapjack and John, the only mounted police unit in the SUNY system.
I did not know that.
Oh, I love it. Don't get in trouble with the law, but I guess if you did, you could at least see the horse.
Listen, Flapjack will run you down.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to smoke pot behind the dairy barn.
Yeah, don't do
Flapjack
that.
will.
Oh, so we're like into the community, and they're showing this is a cafe in the community, which isn't this like a Cobleskill run, like with the culinary students?
I don't remember.
We'll have to double check that.
I think I remember taking some students down and like walking that street, and it was a super quaint, very cute little main street. Tons of little shops.
I think there was stuff that we didn't see.
Probably. But I think we saw quite a bit.
We saw a ton. So if
Saw
you
a
go
ton.
onto their website, you can try to navigate this as well. There's something that you didn't see that you wanted to, go check that out. But I think this is pretty thorough and a good second attempt at our virtual tour.
Yeah, great job, Christina.
Thank you.
So just a note, we've now seen Alfred State College and SUNY Cobleskill, both SUNY schools. So tuition rate the same. They're both sort of tech and agricultural schools. So these two are really good side-by-side comparison for a lot of the programs. Now Cobleskill is going to have some things that Alfred doesn't, like the therapeutic horsemanship. I think Cobleskill has the fishery science, the meat processing science that I don't believe Alfred does. I'm actually not sure that Alfred might have a program like that. But you can compare them side by side and utilize those documents that we talked about at the beginning of this video.
Yeah. Great explanation. Do we have any last minute comments or questions on YouTube?
I've not seen any. Lisa said, very nice job, Christina.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. With that, I think we can wrap this up, call it a day. If you have advising today on Zoom, I believe it's Oakfield and then
Oakfield at 11 and Attica at 2.
Yeah. So if you want to hop on, talk with us, please do so. And just remember to keep contacting an advisor or anyone on the Upward Bound team at least once a week. We'll see you tomorrow for another virtual tour.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Very good. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.